Hey, welcome everybody. So today's video, I'm going to share with you my first T5 hit. I wouldn't say it's a full T5 hit, but it is something that we can actually go off of and see how we do. And more data we gather and more that we're our traps out there share information with us is going to allow us solo traps to build. So this particular one happened during KVK, and three guys come in, or three guys poured in, hoping for a gangbang situation here. So I quickly put on my attack boost for 50%, and already the hits coming in. And what I'm going to do is, I'm to prevent from gangbang to come in, I'm going to go ahead and port away, and it hits, and I'm able to cap this person's or attack. So quickly put on anti, make sure they don't get it. And at this time I'm looking back at the hive just to see what's going on there. Make sure that they're they're not doing anything funny. I'm sure they already have 8-hour tracker on me here. So I'm just giving location to my guildmates, and I'm healing as quick as possible because I'm fully expecting another set of gangbang to come in, because that's what they were trying to do at first. So as soon as I heal up, I now may have time, a little bit of time, to look at the report. And of course I'm still weary about them coming in, so I look outside real quick. I look at it, it's 375k hit, and then I don't see anybody, so I'm gonna go back in and look at my report. And typical situation, but here I noticed a T5 hit, and it is a calf. So I've been countered, and he's got decent familiars, no P to 5 or level 5 familiars, but still big guy. And then all of a sudden hits are coming in. So I got 3 coming in, and I know I'm not going to take the hit without my boost. So I don't care at this time whether they get my scout or whatnot, they get my comp. And I quickly poured out because I don't want them to see my comp and then retract or recall their troops. Now I look at, now I poured it out and gotten some, and then I will move away to different kingdom, so that way they can't follow me, and then I can have some time to see what's going on, assess my situation. And anytime you see your infirmary full, that's not a good sign. That means there's some reds out there. So I'm looking at it, I'm trying to heal as quick as possible. Even if they can't follow me, their guildmates might be able to. So I'm freeing up my infirmary room here, healing up. And then of course it's 5 days for a full infirmary. That's over 600k, and most of it was front line. So I know I lost some frontline T2s here. So I look at it, there's 375 hits. And then I'm also assuming maybe they sent some more T5s, or who knows what it may have been. And those guys, all of them were billion might and over. So I'm looking at them now. I'm looking at their gear. They got pretty good gear. A lot of them, or all 3 of them, are somewhere in mythic and legendary status there, and they're close to billion might or over billion might. So those 4 hits came in, and I lost some troops front line, but I've been preparing for T5 hit, and I just been watching other people's whatever, and some are able to share a comp, some are not. So what I'm doing here, and I will share my comp later once this video is over, but what I've been doing is I've been building up my front line even more than usual. And those 3 hits definitely gave me, finished my solo for me. But like I said, I've been building my front line, trying to make it easier to absorb the T5. So at this point, I think for the KVK, I actually had 3.5 million T2s up front, which usually, we can do with 2 million or 2.5 million. So I'm actually going to build up probably into 5 million range on the T2 frontline infantry. So that way, I think with 5 million frontline, we should be able to counter that T5 hit. And Here you see me negotiating, or they actually asked, and I was able to get, I think, 200 million gold each, and maybe I discounted one of them for 100 million. And I'm still kind of amused by the fact that it took the T5 as well as or better than what I expected, because I honestly thought I was going to burn on the T5 hit if I ever got it. And of course, I didn't know I was taking the T5 hit. And I think usually I don't put on attack 50% boost on most of my hits, but recently I have been with Billion Might and over, just because I wasn't sure whether they're going to have T5s or not. So I didn't want to test it out without the boost and get hurt that way. So stay tuned and I'll share my comp real quick. Okay, so this is a few days after. We're under Guildfest right now, and but I saved the reports from the KVK, the T5 hits, so I'm going to go over those right now. But let's go ahead and go over my research and troop count here as well. So as far as the research go by military, you will see that I have health up to 9, and then I don't have offense 9 or defense on 9, just because I didn't want to add 1.78 million per research there. So that's what happened there. I got to offense 10 here on the individuals. Let's go ahead and look at familiars that may help. Right now I have these pack 3s up to level 8 and so on, to give me about 7% boost on my attacks as well. And on the wall, what I put on my wall are these 2 familiars. So this one here basically gives me cav attack by 15%, and then I'm working on range attack increased to 15%. And basically what I'm treating them, I've used stacking familiars, I've used other kind, but it seems like for me it seemed like best option for me to actually put these 2 on my wall. And I won't put a third one on because there's so much might to add onto that third research. So my thought process on this is having these 2, it's kind of like having a purple and then some attack jewels on, by putting them on, because they're giving me 15% boost on range and cav. And my heroes, of course, pretty standard heroes. And let's go ahead and look at my gear. My fight gear would be these. And believe it or not, I know a lot of the traps out there, solo traps out there, they're pulling like 450 stat out there, about 450-ish. But mine actually, it's not that great of a stat. It's only 320, 307, 270. And I'm assuming a lot of people out there are similar to my stat rather than 350, 390, or 400. Just because, to get into that area, you're going to have legendary jewels or even better equipment. But I don't have that. And then you will also see that I have army HP 318. So let's look at that. Also, my gear, pretty standard set here, and a lot of them are blue or purple only. I don't have anything additional. There's no legendary or anything like that, and most of my jewels are either blue or purple. And I mean, you could tell by the stat anyway. Okay, so now let's look at the reports. Let me see, what was it? INS, I believe. Yes. So INS Shocker first attacked me, and this person, I don't know. I'm sure they had mythic gear on this left side as well. This person 375, and I had 13 million troops there, and this one has about 43%, so they're not maxed out, but it does have tailwind 200%, turbocharge, and cav attack by 15. And if we look at the battle report, they sent cavs, but straight cavs without any troop manipulation there. So about 60% and 40% T5 T4. And you will notice here I had 3.5 million T2 frontline, and I think that is probably the biggest reason what made the difference. I used to run this castle with about 2.5 million, and it used to be about 90 million. Now I'm sitting at 101 million, so right around 100 million. So yeah, definitely adding those increased my might, but luckily, I mean, it was good enough where we only got 142 on damage, which is great result. Lot better than what I expected. Okay, and then if we move to the next one, this is when the triple hit came in. And of course, these are me under 50% attack boost. This one came in 375,000, but they were T4s. And you will notice he sent cav, and the next person also captured leader there sends range, and the next person obviously sends infantry. So they were trying to counter me, but you know, they should have known with solo traps it's going to be, most of them going to be infantry. So here's that. And you notice infantry actually did most of the damage here. This is the, I believe this is where I lost red out on few. So let's, yep, here's mine here. Once it filled up, it actually read it out about 200,000. So I did ultimately end up losing about 200,000 T2 on front. But of course, we did pretty good amount of killing there too. So again, the troop composition, I will share this with you guys. I mean, I don't care who knows about my troops or composition. So I'm back up to 3.5, or yeah, I'm back up to 3.5 million, and I am going to probably take that even more. I see other solo traps running even bigger composition or bigger might than mine. I actually have a very similar solo trap, which at this time is only player level 59, but it runs 4 million frontline and it's sitting right at about 89 million. I'm going to probably take that into 95 or 100, right below 100 million. So that one will even be stronger, I believe. This one is because it started out as a hyper account, and so it's actually got some researches that it shouldn't have, like these here. So that's why it's sitting at 100 million, but I've been very conscientious about keeping it as low as possible, and right now it's running 101. But with T5, I think with this particular one I may have to just go, you know, keep moving up. But my other account, I will probably definitely keep it under 100, because I want to, you know, as a solo trap, you want to stay pretty low in might and still be able to cap that T5. But anyway, this is my share of data that I can put in for the T5 hits, and we'll see how that goes. And thanks for watching, and hope to catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.